Hey guys, today is January 14th, Saturday, and I thought it was time for another update video. This one, we're going to revisit a topic from the past. Shane in Oklahoma City had suggested that day in the life might be interesting, and I did a video on that, but it's time to revisit the topic, and honestly, the first video on that was really lame. So this is going to be better, I hope. Basically, we had a really busy week this week. We were seeing people instead of places. Our goal, our mission on this has been work from the road and see people and places in the places that we go visit. So we did a lot of seeing museums and hiking and stuff like that the first month. And this past week and this upcoming week, we've actually scheduled quite a bit of time with friends and family in the area that we know that we wanted to see while we're down here. There's quite a few people, it turns out, in the Phoenix and Tucson area that we're either related to or have long-standing friendships with, and so we've started connecting with people and making plans before we leave here January 28th. So Tuesday night of this past week, we met with a friend from Omaha who moved here in July with a job promotion. Some of you watching might know Brad Peterson with USCCA. Um, he was the sales rep in Nebraska, and he took a district manager position and moved to Phoenix, covering a couple states out this way in the West. So it was fun to sit down with him and catch up, and um, yeah, that was a good time. He's a great guy. His wife, unfortunately, was out of town traveling for her job, so we didn't get to see her. But we went to a fun place in the Phoenix area called Santan Flat, and it's got an amazing outdoor venue as well as inside. But it's a really neat place and good food. And then Wednesday and Thursday nights, Rhoda's cousin and wife from south of Tucson actually brought their camper up and stayed here in the same campground so we could hang out. And they're just a super fun couple to hang out with. We ate dinner at their place on Wednesday, and then at our place on Thursday, and then just spent both evenings literally just talking until it was late and time for bed. So they're the people at the family reunion. They're a couple that I really like to seek out, and of course I love everybody at the family reunion. But you know how you're drawn to certain people. Um, yeah, that's these guys. So we were super blessed to have them come decide to spend the time with us like that, versus us driving down to them and just spending a few hours. So that was really fun. And Friday night, last night, we had dinner in Phoenix again with Tim and Danette Baker. Tim and Danette went to our church in Omaha and moved out here 2 years ago, and retired into a very neat community in the Phoenix area. It's a retirement community that's just amazing. So we went early. They suggested we get there while the sun was up and they could drive us around, and really this is the type of property that I sort of knew existed but didn't really know how just phenomenal these places were. So it was really neat to catch up with them. It was neat to see this fantastic retirement, very active lifestyle that they've chosen for themselves, and to see how they spend their time together in this community, and just having fun there. So by Saturday, honestly, we needed a slower day, so we just hung out here at the house and had a kind of a light day by comparison. Nothing really planned, nobody to hang out with and spend time with other than the people here in the RV park. So, and we did actually have a lot more interaction with people here today. Had a guy stop by and ask where we got some trailer work done in the area. We have an enclosed car trailer, as you know, and it needed some minor repair done. I found a local trailer guy who was willing to come here and do it, and his prices were so low there was no way I could not just use his expertise. And so these guys swung by and said, "Hey, we saw that guy working on your trailer. Where did you find him? Where's he at?" So we talked about that, and then they saw the RV and wanted to see it. So Rhoda could read the clues and see that they really did want to come inside and take a peek. So we had them in, and there are a couple guys on the far side of the park, near where the trailer is in storage, that we talked to in passing over there a fair amount. So not exactly total strangers, but everybody's here so nice. It's so nice that it's just easy to talk with people. But then they had questions about the car, and that became almost another hour of conversation. I enjoy talking about the car, and especially when people have questions about it. So that was a lot of fun, and showed him some of the features and stuff. And then he says he has a friend who is very technical that lives here and nerdy, whatever you want to call it, and would love to learn more about it. And I said, bring him over. We're here a couple more weeks, and I'll talk about it forever. So that was a lot of fun, and it's just fun to mix it up with people and have those conversations. So more example of day in the life, right? We use a mailbox service, and I'm not sure if I've detailed how that works exactly, but just a high level is you pay a company 15 bucks a month basically, and they give you a physical address, and so you have all that is your the address of your residence in South Dakota for us. So that is our mailing address, and they capture all of our mail and scan the outside of it and give us an alert that we've got new mail, and we can look at it through a portal. For a small fee, we can have the inside scanned as well and look at it immediately if we have the need, or we let it kind of stack up for a while and then have it shipped to us when we're ready to have all those things shipped. So some of that came yesterday, the latest bundle. So I spent some time today, just a day in the life, was sorting through quite a bit of mail. It was 2 or 3 weeks worth probably of accumulated mail. The RV license plate was actually in this package, so it was nice to get that and finally get that in hand and put on the RV. We've been driving with the dealer plates, and we've been parked for a month and a half now, right? So it's wasn't a big deal that the plate was delayed. There was lots of reasons that it got delayed, but finally that's done. So going through the mail, it takes a little time to go through dozens of pieces of mail that happen to come in that time span. And then we needed to print our driver's licenses. We're going to take the Arizona CCW class tomorrow on Sunday. It adds some coverage for us long term. Arizona's laws around that are very, very good. So we can take their permit class and pick up some states that won't be covered by the South Dakota permit, frankly. So getting copies of the driver's licenses made, it's not quite as simple as a printer that has a scanner on it. You lift the lid, push the button, have to take a picture of the phone and process it through an app and print that out. But got that done, so we've got those in hand in the car already to take tomorrow to that class. And then we hadn't looked at our diesel level for a while, so for a few weeks at least. So we just turn the key on to accessory, and that causes the fuel gauge to show us exactly where the diesel is. And we knew we were fine because based on our first check, it wasn't using that much. But even though the motorhome is all electric, it uses diesel to power some of the systems, the furnace specifically and the hot water heater. So every now and then we just want to make sure that we have some fuel in the tank. So we consciously make the conscious effort to turn the key and check that level. So seems like we're burning around 20 gallons a month when not driving, just by living here, by it using diesel to power some of the systems that make the house a house here. So that's not terrible. What else? And then last, I tested out a new hitch. You saw my budget video where I talked about some of the spending mistakes or whatever, and had a new hitch. I think I mentioned in that last video, in the budget video, that I got the wrong size ball. So I went and bought a new ball, and that thing is hard to remove from the hitch. They are like factory tight. So I tried and tried and tried. Well, Brian, the cousin that came up to visit, he is a total stud, U.S. Border Patrol, very muscular, very masculine. So with his help, he got that freed up for me. That ball switched out, got the right size ball attached. And then today, because I never can assume that anything is going to just work, you got to try it out. I took the car and that hitch over with that ball, with the correct size ball, over to the enclosed car trailer to just hitch it on and make sure, as simple as it sounds, I wanted to make sure that nothing went wrong. So just getting the hitch slotted in the car and the pin put in and the trailer lowered down the ball, saw that it worked, and then kind of reset and put that back. So we should be able to use, we'll use the car. We've decided to get the car out of the trailer out of storage because there's some really tight corners in this RV park. I can't believe now that we used the RV to get the trailer back there with some of the corners we had to take. But we think it'll be easier to bring the trailer out with the car into a bigger space and then have the motorhome latch on and get ready to go. So we are down to 2 weeks here in this area where we've been since December 4th or 5th, give or take. And then we're going west 2.5 more hours to spend a month there. And then a 6-week slow crawl back to Omaha. We will travel 4 hours or so on a Saturday, stop, stay for a week, see the area. And we're going to try that pace of travel, see how that feels, see how that goes. We don't like to drive long days, but we have to travel on weekends. So we either have to push on a Saturday and Sunday pretty hard and get back quicker, or we can take our time, see some stuff along the way. So I'll probably do a video on, I've got one started for route planning and how we plan our trips, how we plan travel, the apps we use for that, kind of how we fit that together. And in short, I asked that app to say from here to, we're going to Omaha, what's that route? And then we look for neat things along the way. So on this trip, it takes us right by the Meteor Crater, that giant meteor crater that you see in pictures or on the map in Arizona. It's not really a destination that you might go out of your way to see, but it's right by the road where we're going. So there's a campground right in that area, and it fits our 4 to 5 hour drive time window perfectly. So we have a reservation, and we'll hang out there and see that area and do some hiking and just kind of get around and see that area for a while, and then make the next weekend go 4 or 5 more hours and stay at the next place, and so on until we get to back to Omaha in early April. So that's really it. That's a day in the life. The first one was really rushed. Today was kind of busy with, not super busy, but just had several little things that needed to get done, and it was a nice day to get caught up on some of that stuff. And I just thought, well, I could discuss the week we've had and talk about today as a good example of a day in the life. So thanks for watching as always. Don't forget we have an Instagram that Rhoda takes care of under Traveling with Troy and Rhoda also. So check that out as well. Thanks for watching.